exploited, forced to live in the depths of poverty and degradation and corruption. It should be mandatory reading for every man in political life in the United States of America, if you want my opinion, and it wouldn't do their wives any harm either. You'll be going on to college eventually, I suppose.
Harvard, I hope.
I'm going to Wellesley next year, you know.
Oh, really? It's no cinch getting into that college, is it?
Oh, I've had my heart set on Wellesley since I was 13.
I hear they have some very progressive ideas there.
Do you know who teaches there? Catherine Coleman, Emily Greenbalch, Edith Abbott. They're famous. They're socialists, of course. Oh, Father couldn't be happier about my going to Wellesley. He believes in a lot of things I believe in. He believed in them first.
You're very fond of your father, aren't you? I mean to say, you seem to make reference to him quite a bit.
Well, I should say my father's a person well worth referring to. Who could deny it?
Now the war is o'er, he'll return no more to the land where the shamrock grows. He took all gladness and left but sadness in the heart of an Irish rose.
The taste of blood in their mouths, and they're licking their lips for more.
The battle will be an uphill climb all the way, and pulling a wagon full of stones.
Gentlemen.
Here's a surprise.
It's not good news I'm bringing.
The look of you told me that. What's the bad?
O'Connell,
Which one?
the Archbishop one.
Am I excommunicated then?
Near enough. He's putting it out to all the parishes you're no longer to derive any benefit from church connections.
Shoot.
There'll be no more invitations to parish functions and whatnot. This is only the start, John. He can give you a bad shellacking. You gotta throw him a bone, or he'll chew off both your legs.
Any ideas?
I've one.
Let's have it.
There's this strong feeling about parochial schooling for Catholic kids.
His 11th commandment, that's no secret.
And you know what happens to those who violate that.
I've never disputed his views, though I don't share them when it comes to my own. What about it?
Now, here's the mayor of Boston, the most prominent Irish Catholic public figure in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, whose personal actions can have a power of influence over the actions of all the other Catholic families. Here's this fella sending his eldest daughter off to the Wellesley College, the well-known hotbed of female socialist ferment.
Rosie. Come in, give us a hug, give us a kiss. Oh, thank you, I needed that. Oh. Sit. Now, Rose, your mother and I have been having some discussion concerning your education.
Oh, what about it?
Now, I know this might come as a bit of a disappointment to you, but the truth of it is, we feel you're still too young to be starting in at Wellesley College.
Papa, I've already waited a year to
You're to be
begin
enrolled
college.
in the Sacred Heart Convent in Boston for the coming year.
But Papa, you've always wanted me to go.
Rosie, the matter's not up for voting on.
Wasn't there anything you could say to change their minds?
No.
I've never known you to be at a loss for words, Rose.
The matter wasn't up for a vote.
Doesn't seem fair. Letting you get yourself all built up and then pulling the rug out from under you. I'm sorry, Rose. I really am.
I do believe Papa's doing what he thinks is best for me. He always has. I must say, though...
What?
Well, must say I feel just a bit disappointed in him. I've never felt that way before about Papa.
Come on, Rosie.
No, Joe, it wouldn't be appropriate. I've told you, not when I'm wearing my uniform.
I think you're too finicky about it, Rose. You really think if someone saw you with your arm in mine, they'd run off and tell the nuns?
You never can tell.
You're getting very finicky, Rose. That's all I can say. Could you at least move a little closer to me? I'll be a very happy man when you're finally a student at Wellesley. That's all I can say.
But of course, you'll be at Harvard by then with all those Radcliffe girls in such close proximity.
As if you'd have to worry about that.
Well, one does hear certain tales about Radcliffe girls.
How can you even imagine that? I sure hope you know by now that, well, that I'm extremely fond of you, Rose. Gee, is it okay to say that while you're still wearing your uniform?
Grand jury just come in. 8 indictments against Commissioner Mitchell.
I want Rose and Agnes Wellette, Josie, and that they'll be at the Dutch convent.
Is it them you want to spare, Johnny? Or is it yourself in their eyes? Certainly Rose's, to be sure.
Why are you going on about Rose? My worry's for the both of them, equally. As for saving myself, that's pure tripe.
You sent Rose to Sacred Heart Convent to save yourself. To try to. Now you're wanting to send her clear across an ocean to a foreign country to have her gone. But convent or no, it didn't stop the grand jury and what's come of it.
I sent Rose to the convent because it was best for her.
If you do this now, what you want to do, the girls won't love you any the less for it. Certainly not Rose, who worships the air you breathe, and there's no one doesn't know it. Because she's her father's daughter. It's what you've made her from the day she was born. You're a wild Irish Rose, as many have heard you say. But 'twas you who first showed her Wellesley College. And you who full-backed her wanting to go there so bad. Because she had ways of thinking that you gave her in the first place. And if you take this from her now, I think you might rue the day. One day, one way or another, John.
Oh, Rose. Blast it. Blast it all. How can they... Where in Europe?
Holland. It's called Blumenthal, the convent.
Ye gods, I'm vicious. Just when things were... Maybe if I talked to him.
Joe, please, you're not being sensible. You're the last person in the world who should talk to Papa about me.
Well, what's he got against me, anyway?
He doesn't have anything against you. He just doesn't care for us spending so much time together.
Oh, I'd sure like to know why. And as for being sensible, it seems to me that you're being sensible enough for both of us.
Well, I've had time to be. I think we have to make the best of things, Joe, or they make the worst of us.
Dear Rose, your most recent letter arrived yesterday. I get the impression that things can be a bit gloomy over there sometimes. In answer to your question, yes, I'm making some swell new friends. Did I ever tell you that Dad once said to me that if I can make money as easily as I make friends, I'll die?